Imagine a world leader so threatened, so surrounded by unseen enemies, that he turns to one of the most isolated and controversial nations on earth for protection. This isn't a spy thriller. This is the reality unfolding in Burkina Faso, where reports suggest a secret, unprecedented military alliance has formed. The premise is simple, yet absolutely staggering. North Korea, led by Kim Jong-un, has reportedly dispatched a contingent of 700 highly trained commandos, not to fight insurgents, but to act as a personal shadow guard, shielding Captain Ibrahim Traoré from threats that his government deems existential. Have you ever felt vulnerable, like you needed protection from something you couldn't quite see or understand? What does it truly take for a leader, responsible for millions, to place their personal safety, and perhaps their nation's future, in the hands of a foreign power known for its secrecy and unpredictability? This isn't just about 700 soldiers. It's about the desperate measures taken when conventional security fails, and the shocking alliances forged in the shadows of global politics. The core problem is stark. Captain Traoré is reportedly relying on a secret contingent from Kim Jong-un's North Korea for his very survival. This raises urgent questions. What level of threat necessitates such an extreme measure? What are the geopolitical implications of Pyongyang establishing a military footprint, however discreet, in the heart of the Sahel? Why would Captain Traoré forge this controversial bond with Kim Jong-un? Who are these 700 commandos truly? And what does their hidden presence reveal about the real dangers lurking in Burkina Faso and the dramatic, often unseen shifts happening on the global stage? Stick with us as we uncover the layers of this shocking alliance. Hit that like button if you're ready to dive deep into this mystery, and subscribe to Magnificent Stories so you don't miss a single detail of this unfolding political drama. To understand why a leader might seek such an extraordinary alliance, we must first look at the ground truth in Burkina Faso. In its bustling capital, Ouagadougou, the air is thick with a complex mix of fervent hope and palpable tension. Since Captain Ibrahim Traoré took the helm, a wave of nationalist fervor has swept the nation. His vision is clear and resonates deeply with many: to reclaim Burkina Faso's destiny, assert its full sovereignty, and ensure the nation's considerable wealth, particularly its valuable mineral resources, directly benefits its own people, not external interests. Captain Traoré's rise was fueled by a popular demand for change, a rejection of the status quo that many felt had left the nation vulnerable and exploited. He hasn't shied away from openly criticizing traditional foreign influences, arguing that past partnerships failed to deliver genuine security or equitable development. And the need for security is paramount. Burkina Faso is grappling with a brutal and persistent insurgency that has plunged vast areas into instability, displacing communities and claiming countless lives. For years, conventional international support and traditional military partnerships proved insufficient to effectively counter this escalating violence. The security situation grew increasingly dire, creating a desperate need for new strategies and, as we're seeing, highly unconventional allies. This urgent reality forms the backdrop for the shocking developments that followed. Faced with a security crisis that conventional support seemed unable to resolve, Captain Ibrahim Traoré made a strategic calculation. He initiated a deliberate pivot away from relying solely on the traditional Western partners who had long held influence in the region. His government's message was unambiguous. They would seek effective support anywhere it could be found, with a clear priority placed on partnerships that demonstrated tangible results and, crucially, respected Burkina Faso's full sovereignty without imposing external conditions or agendas. This bold stance opened the door to a range of new engagements, often with nations viewed with suspicion or outright disapproval by established global powers. And among these unconventional partners emerged one of the most surprising and dramatic connections imaginable: North Korea. Yes, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, led by the enigmatic Kim Jong-un. North Korea is globally recognized for its highly disciplined military, its deep-seated secrecy in international dealings, and its consistent willingness to operate far outside conventional diplomatic norms. It is a nation that marches to the beat of its own drum, often in defiance of international consensus. The idea that a West African nation grappling with a domestic insurgency would seek security cooperation from Pyongyang is, by any measure, highly unusual and underscores the lengths to which Captain Traoré was willing to go to find partners he believed could offer the support he needed on his terms. This engagement itself is a dramatic statement on the shifting sands of global alliances. Captain Ibrahim Traoré's bold stance and his outspoken critiques of the established global order didn't just challenge norms, they created powerful adversaries. Beyond the immediate, brutal fight against the insurgency within Burkina Faso's borders, there were other, less visible forces at play. Whispers circulated in diplomatic circles and intelligence reports, often fragmented and difficult to definitively confirm, spoke of external actors allegedly seeking to destabilize his government. These external forces were reportedly driven by deep concerns over Captain Traoré's challenge to their long-held economic interests in the region, particularly regarding valuable resources, and his disruption of established geopolitical influence. The perceived threats were varied and insidious, ranging from sophisticated attempts at espionage and sabotage aimed at undermining his administration to chilling reports of potential direct threats against Captain Traoré himself and his key leadership circle. Navigating this complex web of internal and external dangers fell heavily on trusted advisors like Colonel Amadou Diallo, Captain Traoré's head of internal security. Colonel Diallo spent countless sleepless nights sifting through the influx of intelligence, acutely aware of the precarious position they were in. As he reportedly conveyed during one tense briefing, "Captain, your stance is popular, vital even, but it makes us a target. The old powers and those who benefit from the old ways do not yield easily." This stark assessment underscored the very real, multifaceted threat landscape that prompted the search for unconventional solutions. It was in this climate of pervasive threat and the urgent need for reliable protection that the unconventional security arrangement with North Korea reportedly began to solidify. The details were shrouded in extreme secrecy, even among those closest to Captain Ibrahim Traoré. Information was compartmentalized, a testament to the sensitive nature of this burgeoning alliance. What became known, through carefully guarded reports, was the arrival of a contingent of personnel from North Korea in Burkina Faso. These were not presented as typical military advisors or trainers meant for the general army. Their profile, their movements, and the specific skill sets attributed to them suggested a very different, more focused purpose. One directly linked to the security concerns surrounding Captain Traoré himself. Initial reports, though difficult to verify independently, indicated a group numbering around 700 individuals. They were described consistently as exceptionally well-trained, possessing a level of discipline and operational coordination rarely observed. Their reported focus was not on engaging the widespread insurgency in frontline combat. Instead, their mission was far more specific, providing close protection, sophisticated intelligence support, and advanced counter-surveillance capabilities directly for Captain Ibrahim Traoré and critical government installations. They were, in essence, a dedicated shadow guard, reportedly dispatched with the implicit or even explicit approval of Kim Jong-un, signaling the high-level nature of this unique security pact. This reported deployment of a North Korean shadow guard is truly extraordinary. What are your thoughts on this highly unusual alliance and what it might mean for the region? Let us know in the comments below. The decision to reportedly bring in a force from North Korea, a nation under heavy international scrutiny, was inherently controversial. Even among some who supported Captain Ibrahim Traoré's broader vision of national sovereignty and self-determination, this particular alliance raised significant questions and concerns. It was a move that immediately sent ripples across the region and the globe. Leaders in neighboring nations watched closely. President Kwame Mensah, a figure known for favoring a more cautious approach to international partnerships, reportedly conveyed his concerns privately through diplomatic channels. His message to a Burkinabe envoy was pointed. While supporting Burkina Faso's sovereign right to choose its friends, inviting that particular partner specifically for personal security sent a very specific, potentially troubling signal. He warned it could complicate regional stability and inevitably invite unwanted international attention. From the perspective of many Western nations, closely monitoring developments in the Sahel, this reported alliance was viewed with outright alarm. Figures like Mr. David Sterling, a foreign policy analyst with deep insights into the region, saw it as confirmation of their fears. Sterling reportedly noted in a confidential briefing that Captain Traoré wasn't merely pivoting away from traditional partners. He was actively aligning with states often labeled as pariahs, specifically North Korea under Kim Jong-un. For analysts like Sterling, a contingent of 700 individuals focused explicitly on personal protection suggested either a profound level of perceived paranoia on Captain Traoré's part or, perhaps more disturbingly, a very real and significant threat that required unconventional and highly loyal security assets. Regardless of the exact reason, this move dramatically complicated any potential for future dialogue or cooperation between Burkina Faso and Western powers, deepening the nation's isolation from its traditional allies. Away from the corridors of power and international briefings on the streets and in the markets of Ouagadougou, the presence of these foreign personnel became a subject of hushed rumors and intense speculation. For average citizens like Aminata Coulibaly, a market vendor, the details were scarce, but the whispers were everywhere. They spoke of a mysterious foreign contingent, rarely seen openly, operating discreetly from secure, often unmarked, compounds. This secrecy only fueled exaggerated tales about their almost robotic discipline, their unfamiliar language, and their seemingly unwavering loyalty to Captain Ibrahim Traoré. These stories, passed quietly between neighbors and friends, added another layer to the already complex reality of life in a nation facing severe challenges. Among the population, interpretations differed. For some, the presence of this dedicated foreign force was seen as a necessary, albeit extreme, measure, a clear sign of the lengths Captain Traoré was willing to go to protect himself and his nationalist vision from powerful, unseen enemies. For others, however, it simply added another layer of unease, a foreign element operating in the shadows, contributing to an already uncertain and tense reality. The official line from Captain Traoré's government remained minimal, emphasizing diversified security cooperation and the nation's sovereign right to seek assistance wherever needed. But the reality on the ground, the visible, though limited, presence of this distinct foreign contingent, reportedly linked to the directives of Kim Jong-un, spoke volumes. It was a powerful, unspoken signal about the perceived level of threat and the extraordinary measures being taken in response. The reported alliance with North Korea, and the alleged deployment of 700 commandos, transcends a simple security arrangement. It stands as a potent physical manifestation of Captain Ibrahim Traoré's defiance against the established global order. It signals his unwavering determination to survive the threats he perceives and to implement his nationalist agenda, regardless of who disapproves. This controversial trust placed in a partner like North Korea speaks volumes about Captain Traoré's approach to national sovereignty and personal security in a dangerous world. It underscores his willingness to embrace alliances that many others actively avoid, prioritizing what he sees as effective support and respect for his nation's autonomy above traditional diplomatic norms or international opinion. It's a clear message that he will forge his own path to achieve his goals. The specific number, 700 commandos, became more than just a figure. It became a symbol of alarm in diplomatic and media circles worldwide. Less important than its precise accuracy was the powerful implication. A substantial, dedicated force from a highly unconventional partner was reportedly providing close security for the Burkinabe leader, a move potentially sanctioned at the highest level by Kim Jong-un himself. This extraordinary move solidified Captain Traoré's image as a leader willing to go to unprecedented lengths to protect himself and his vision. It created a narrative that was, without question, truly shocking to the international community, a stark signal of where Captain Traoré was placing his trust for protection in a world he clearly views as hostile to his objectives. The reported alliance with North Korea, and the alleged deployment of 700 commandos, transcends a simple security arrangement. It stands as a potent physical manifestation of Captain Ibrahim Traoré's defiance against the established global order. It signals his unwavering determination to survive the threats he perceives and to implement his nationalist agenda, regardless of who disapproves. This controversial trust placed in a partner like North Korea speaks volumes about Captain Traoré's approach to national sovereignty and personal security in a dangerous world. It underscores his willingness to embrace alliances that many others actively avoid, prioritizing what he sees as effective support and respect for his nation's autonomy above traditional diplomatic norms or international opinion. It's a clear message that he will forge his own path to achieve his goals. The specific number, 700 commandos, became more than just a figure. It became a symbol of alarm in diplomatic and media circles worldwide. Less important than its precise accuracy was the powerful implication. A substantial, dedicated force from a highly unconventional partner was reportedly providing close security for the Burkinabe leader, a move potentially sanctioned at the highest level by Kim Jong-un himself. This extraordinary move solidified Captain Traoré's image as a leader willing to go to unprecedented lengths to protect himself and his vision. It created a narrative that was, without question, truly shocking to the international community, a stark signal of where Captain Traoré was placing his trust for protection in a world he clearly views as hostile to his objectives. So, the reported deployment of 700 North Korean commandos to shield Captain Ibrahim Traoré stands as a truly shocking development on the global stage. It powerfully highlights the severity of the threats he perceives against his leadership and underscores his extraordinary willingness to forge unconventional alliances, reportedly with the direct backing of Kim Jong-un. This secret shadow guard arrangement is more than just a security detail. It's a stark symbol of the dramatic shift underway in Burkina Faso's foreign policy and Captain Traoré's unwavering determination to protect himself and his vision for the nation at all costs, even if it means challenging traditional global norms and raising international alarm. What do you make of this unprecedented alliance between Burkina Faso and North Korea? What are its potential implications for regional stability and the future of global politics? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments section below. I read every one. If you found this deep dive into a hidden political drama intriguing, please give this video a like, share it with anyone interested in global affairs, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe to Magnificent Story for more investigations into the political trends shaping our world. Don't miss out on the next untold story.